receipt show returns.
You must enter with intention, with respect for what lies here.
The ancestors put a path forward. Not everything in the graveyard means the same thing. It's about what you bring.
You must approach with respect. Announce yourself. The veil is thin here, but it listens. The veil, the offerings, the silences by heavy vapors.
Half dance. I am a descendant of Frederick Douglass. They thought it was buried, but the truth don't stay in the grave. I got the receipts. Night, we digging everything up.
KC.
It's slick tonight. Good thing I'm wearing the quiet shoes. The city never sleeps. Just hides things in the puddles. Huh. That's my signal. They want the truth? I'm on my way.
Pull up, team! Assemble!
We don't run, we pull up. Where it all comes together. Every receipt, every message, every dollar. Each one a point on the line. Watch how they connect. Follow the money and the picture clears. And at the end of the trail, that's the truth.
Receipt pulled. Breaking it down. Evidence loaded. Now we know. Let's pull up, team.
They love to talk. I move on proof. Show me the receipts. The squad behind me, fact check everything. No cap, just facts. Pull up.
Time to clear the air.
Your truth is just a voice.
And listen close. We got the receipts.
That won't save you.
Truth versus deception, and we don't lose.
Team, time to end this.
Truth stream pop!
Being locked.
Let's shut him down. Take this! He's freaking apart! Receipts don't lie.
Numbers tell one story. A seat like this tells another. It's not just gold and weight. It's decisions. Every word counts up here.
Your receipt leaves a mark. Every document has a fingerprint. Follow the numbers long enough, and the story writes itself. The trail doesn't lie.
Stay tight.
Launch it!
Pull up, team! The city's ours tonight! Look at him roar! Let it go, baby! Victory!
Bar just hit 100. Hold steady. Here comes the truth.
Truth incoming.
Clearing up. Step in.
Identity confirmed.
That's our guy. We pulled the curtain tonight.
Hustling.
Bank trail locked. Receipts flagged.
Here we go.
The breakdown begins. Corruption sequence initiated. Not today.
Everyone, right? Truth data form.
Counterattack now! Pull up, team, go! Feel the truth!
Truth counterattack activated. The last receipt. Truth over everything. Case closed. Truth wins.
Peace, peace.
It's your boy KKC, and we're back like your right shoulder blade. We never left. Shout out to the pull-up team and everybody that's in the chat right now. You are tuned into another episode of the Receipt Show with your boy KKC as we get ready to talk about witchcraft or tradition. Tiffany Griffin and Umar's graveyard visits. Oh yeah, I need for you to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content, and join the pull-up team. That's what you gotta do. Shout out to everybody that's coming into the room right now. Let's see who came to the show today. Oh man, I think we got a good one planned for you guys today. Shout out to Miss Independent. She is in the house. We got Sassy Savannah in the house. Shout out to Dr. Sebi Jr. in the house. Jessica May, I see you. She's in the house. Laria RL just landed in Chicago. She's in the clouds, but she's in the house. We got Giselle James in the house. Andre Freeman is in the house. The beautiful Vernice is in the house. And you too, up in the clouds, are in the house. Listen, Linda, listen. If you missed Under the Crown, where we went and broke down the Tiffany Griffin part of the FDMG saga, man, you missed a good one. I would recommend that you go over to the pull-up team membership and go ahead and join the membership so you can be a part of, the show. And as a gift, I will be gifting out memberships during this live stream so you guys can be a part of the pull-up team and consider joining the membership. But I thought it would be a great idea to further explore Tiffany Griffin and the time that Umar Johnson was at grave sites. Now, they were not there together, to my knowledge, but those times that they were at graveyards, Tiffany's wasn't so bizarre like Umar Johnson's were. And I think it's good to explore those times because a lot of people were like, why is it that Umar got banned or got kicked out of the graveyards? What happened? Well, we don't have official documentation that we can show you as to why he was told, you need to stay out of those cemeteries, man. But we can show you the footage of what he was doing that would have gotten him banned, right? So we're also going to take a look at what Tiffany Griffin says you must do before entering into a graveyard, because she was supposed to be the FDMG hoodoo and voodoo priestess teaching your sons about the E5 hoodoo and voodoo portion of the religion. So again, make sure you hit that like button because we are about to get into it. You are tuned into the Receipt Show with your boy KKC, and guess what? We will be dropping those memberships, so stay tuned.
We're trying to get the renovations together. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the Cash.
It is the African Witch Bitch. Hello. I told you guys that I would do a video on how to collect graveyard dirt. So right now I am in a very sacred place, which is a graveyard. I'm going to take you on a tutorial teaching you how to collect graveyard dirt so that you are not disrespectful to the ancestors who are laying their rest here in this beautiful place. So the very first thing that I do is I leave an offering at the gate of the graveyard. Your offering could be anything. I'm using hard candy right now. And you want to thank the ancestors for allowing you in this space. I say thank you very much for allowing me in this space. I come in peace.
Oh man, I didn't even know that I was not on the screen. Shout out to y'all for coming into the room. My bad, I didn't know y'all could not hear me. What I was saying is we are looking at 6 foot tall Tiffany Griffin with her flip-flops on, getting ready to walk in somebody's graveyard, throwing Skittles all over the place because I guess the ancestors want to taste the rainbow. What? I mean, she is saying that when you go into the graveyard, you are supposed to bring, treats or, gifts. Umar is happy when he receives gifts, so the ancestors must receive gifts. My question is, what if they don't like Skittles? Oh, what if the ancestors don't want to taste the rainbow and came in there throwing Skittles all over the place? Now you're doomed. But we ain't here for that. We are here to learn, I guess, what you're supposed to do according to Tiffany Griffin because this is what would be taught to the boys. You know, the reason why all of this is important because the boys will be learning, you know, about the divinations, and they don't have to practice, but they have to know. Let Umar tell you.
Y'all have no idea. Okay. Almost done. Oh. The school will be registered as a parochial and independent parochial academy. FDMG will be registered as an independent parochial academy. FDMG will be registered as an independent parochial academy. What does that mean? We are spiritual, but the word they use is religious. That's how we're registered. That means your child must study and learn Ifa, the traditional spiritual system of the Yoruba people of Nigeria. They don't have to practice. If you're a diehard Christian and you believe that you're not allowed to learn your own spiritual culture, that's fine. They don't have to practice, but they must learn. Every child will receive a divination. Every child will receive a divination. Every boy of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy will receive a divination to find out under what energy they were born. We will have a house of Shango. We will have a house of Ogun. We will have a house of Yemoja. We will have a house of Eshu. We will have a house of Oshun Oya, a house of Obatala. Oh, yes. And we will have Obatala celebration, Oshun celebration, Yemoja celebration, Oya celebration. Oh, yes. Yes. And your child will dress up in the colors of the energy that walks with them. We are not playing. We are not playing. In the official name of the campus, because we don't have a school, we have a campus. We don't have a school, we have a campus. The official name of the campus is, in this name, shout out to Baba Awosoji in Nigeria. He's a member of my Babalawo team that does all my divinations for life and success. And he helped me come up with the name of the academy. He's in Nigeria, so we talked. And the name of the campus will be Ile Awon Ogungun Orun, the house of the departed ancestors. And the reason we're naming the campus the house of the departed ancestors is because this is the 400-year celebration memorial of the African struggle in America. So it will be the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy, campus number 1, Ile Awon Ogungun Orun.
Oh, I think I just think it's really, you know, weird because we are not Nigerian. You know, I'm not Nigerian, and so for you to say, you know, if you don't want to learn the religion of, you know, your spiritual culture or what, however he spun that, you know, I don't have roots in Nigeria. Like it's a small percentage. So to blanket the entire Black community under a Nigerian spiritual system, that is crazy work. But it's things like that, you know, folks don't really pay attention to when it comes to the FDMG saga and what Umar Johnson is actually saying to the people. Now that you know that, you know, FDMG is supposed to be a parochial school and it's going to be having a spiritual backing, which is going to be Ifa. We have, again, Tiffany Griffin, who is an avid Umar Johnson supporter. Now, I was given recent updates that, yes, Tiffany is still active. She is active on YouTube, but she's more active on TikTok. When I tell you there was a lot of damage that was done, and shout out to the pull-up team because we've all heard the audio of the the ex-FDMG employee, and what happened between Dr. Johnson, Tiffany Griffin, and Don Murray. Now, if you have not heard the audio, I will be releasing the full audio on members only, but we will reference the audio from time to time here for subscribers and, you know, potential subscribers, so that you guys can stay in the know somewhat. But if you go ahead and join the pull-up team, you will have access to the vault and you will be able to hear everything. So Tiffany was very active in the early part of 2020. I want to say to 2021, around that time. She was active in this space, going live on her own channel, joining the panel of other content creators, and just uploading videos speaking against anyone that had anything to say about Dr. Johnson, FDMG, or just the movement in general. Now, she was also educating new witches, her baby witches, also demonstrating or auditioning, if you will, for her role in being a educator or instructor at FDMG. And if you pay attention to the old FDMG school visits, she was often the cameraman or the cheerleader in the videos asking people to donate. You can also find videos of Tiffany Griffin speaking against Lenin Honor, videos where Dr. Johnson was interviewing, or he was out with the loyal donors. You could say interviewing different parents. Tiffany Griffin speaking out against Lenin Honor. Tiffany Griffin at Paint Day, when they bought pizza for those that painted. There, she was very, very active. So we're going back to those times that a lot of you all don't know, and we're just revisiting what the children would be learning. Now, it's important because we know that FDMG is being positioned as if a certificate of occupancy will be applied for. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, and I'm not sure if that has happened at this time. We are in communication with the city. We have not received any information to let us know that, hey, there has been an application submitted to the city for a COO. So hashtag where are the receipts is still active. We don't know if Umar Johnson has submitted the application, but he has addressed the public to make it seem like they may have to do a march on Wilmington, in which we will be exploring the first time that happened. That's going to be a part of Under the Crown. So until such time we have the receipt of a certificate of occupancy application being submitted to the city, we are going to move in the way of, what if they do submit the certificate of occupancy? What if they are granted said certificate of occupancy? What classes would we be looking forward to? And what would that look like as a student? Well, here we are. Tiffany teaching the class, if you will, what you would do entering into a graveyard. Now, we also have older footage of Umar Johnson taking a class to the cemetery, the Harriet Tubman Cemetery. Malik El-Shabazz, aka Malcolm X, and other graveyards, grave sites, if you will. Even Frederick Douglass. We have that footage of Umar Johnson taking a class of 11 to 17-year-olds to grave sites. So you can ask yourself the question, did these kids practice this type of, I guess, religion, if you will, how to enter a graveyard. Did these kids practice that? We will not be looking at the footage today of the children. The footage that I'm referencing is the African, what was it called? It was the College and Consciousness Tour. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me open the vote real quick since I brought it up, since I'm having a hard time articulating it. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This right here is the first FDMG logo. Before, it was the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey and, the crest and whatnot. This was the first FDMG logo. This was the second annual Black College and Consciousness Tour for 11 to 17-year-olds, right? When we view the details, they were going on different tours or different locations. It was a 14-day power pack tour. It will include visits to the Nat Turner Slave Revolt Trail, the Harriet Tubman Home, Museum, and Grave, Cheney University, Lincoln University, the Great Blacks and Wax Museum, Angels Under Tuskegee Broadway play, the Malcolm and Betty Shabazz Museum, Hampton University. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the grave sites. These are all the schools. Okay, here we go. You get the Fred Douglass Maritime Museum. They visit Ferncliff Cemetery for Malcolm X, Dr. Yusuf bin Yakinen, Paul Robeson, Malcolm Shabazz, James Baldwin, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad Aliyah, and etc. Right? So I bring that up because there were a group of 11 to 17-year-olds who did visit grave sites with Umar Johnson. So I asked the question, did the children practice what we are listening to? Okay? All right. Please hit the like button. Here we go. And also, the video has been slowed down just so that you guys can hear clearly and so that we stay within fair use.
Are we rolling? Okay, hi everybody. It is the African Witch Bitch. Hello. I told you guys that I would do a video on how to collect graveyard dirt. So right now I am in a very sacred place, which is a graveyard. I'm going to take you on a tutorial teaching you how the proper way to collect graveyard dirt so that you are not disrespectful to the ancestors who are laying their rest here in this beautiful place.
All right. So what would you do if your child came home and said, Mom, Dad, I got a new teacher, Miss African Witch Bitch? What would you do? Would you or would you get so mad because your kid cursed in your house and next thing you know, you saw black and then and now you are in somebody's courtroom because you've been brought up on charges for knocking your child into a dimension never ever heard of? So if that's the case, what would you do? Because this is Professor African Witch Bitch. All right, here we go.
So the very first thing that I do is I leave an offering at the gate of the graveyard. Your offering can be anything. I'm using hard candy right now. And you want to thank the ancestors for allowing you in the space.
You gotta throw Skittles.
Thank you very much for allowing.
You gotta throw Skittles. Giselle. If you don't throw your Skittles, it's gonna be bad.
The second thing you're going to want to do is to cleanse yourself. And for this particular time, you can use anything to cleanse. I'm using African witch rose water.
All right, so the second thing you have to do after throwing your Skittles or your cheese puffs or Doritos, whatever you're gonna bring for the ancestors to eat on, you're gonna throw that around. And then the second thing you're gonna do is you're gonna bathe with some African witch bitch anointing oil. That's what I guess that's what did you call it? Let me run it back just a little bit. She called it something. Hold on. She reached in her pants and pulled out a bottle of something.
For this particular time, you can use anything to cleanse. I'm using African witch rose water.
So you can use anything to cleanse. So if somebody could only get their hands on some dumpster juice and you want to sprinkle that on your body, that's cleansing yourself. Even though I'm over exaggerating. She's telling you to get some African witch bitch oil or whatever you gonna bring. You know, you can bring your Noxzema, or maybe you just got some hand sanitizer and you can just kill the 99.9% of the germs. I don't know.
You can use Florida water.
Florida water.
You can use sage. You can use palo.
Sage, palo. I mean, do you see this? She's dropping little droplets of rosemary water on herself. All right.
Using rose water.
Rose water, not rosemary water. Rose water.
And I put it all over my body and on my hands, my head, and my face.
What about your feet?
The last thing
but your feet is what's walking into these people graveyards. You got your toes exposed. What if you get a demon to ride on your baby toe walking through the graveyard?
The next thing that I do is I always cover my head prior to.
You got to cover your hair.
Respect for them.
Cover your hair out of respect. Now, it ain't about you bringing your pork rinds and throwing it all over the graveyard. You don't know if them folks like anything that you done brought to them. So don't worry about if that was disrespectful or not. Cover your hair. After you take a bath in whatever you gonna bathe in, you then gotta cover your hair. This lady didn't cover her feet. I'm just thinking about, like, she said her whole body. She only rubbed her arms and her head and stuff. No legs, no. Okay, let's go.
Because the last thing you want to do is take something home with you. And a quick way and a real surefire, effective way to take something home is to walk up in this bitch being disrespectful.
So what about you just call their resting place a bitch? Is that not disrespectful within itself? What? Is that not grounds for something to jump on you and go home? Is that not grounds for don't go into the cemetery throwing trash all over the place, the same stuff that kill you if you were in your mortal body. They say Skittles and all that is poisonous. You know, these people supposed to be practicing some type of holistic living, but they resort to Skittles. Okay, fine. Umar don't like the rainbow. He calls that out. The rainbow community. You bought the very symbol that they stand against to the cemetery. Is that not disrespectful? I don't know. You gave them that to eat. You bathed yourself with rose water, not covering your legs and feet, wearing flip-flops not cleaning wherever you walk from, finna stand on these people's grave site saying whatever you finna say. You cover your hair so you don't get nothing to latch or jump onto you. So I guess the hair is the only place that they can latch on. So for my underarm hairy Africans, you better be careful, because they can get there. If you don't shave your legs, they can get that too. Your arms, your back, whatever is hairy. I dated an African woman that had hairy titty meat. Just self-disclosing so that you know that according to this lady, you better cover all the hair. It's that I don't think they're biased. So you cover all the hair, but you don't be disrespectful. And I would say if you go into the graveyard and calling this place this bitch, well, you're in trouble, right?
We're not gonna do that today. If I'm teaching you, you're gonna learn the right way. So let's continue.
All right.
Depending on the type of dirt that you were grabbing, for instance, what type of work you're going to do with the dirt that would right there depend on the type of grave that you go to. For the sake of this video, I am going to grab dirt from a person who lived a very long life. I do not know this ancestor who's buried here.
So that means, according to what she's saying, she don't know the ancestors who's buried there, but according to whatever it is that you want to do, you want to go to the grave of that ancestor. What if that ancestor was caught up in some foolishness? Whatever you want to put in the bracket for your definition of foolishness. And understand there's no limit to what foolishness would be, okay? Their ancestor is dead and gone. You want to do you want somebody to hurt themselves. So you got to go to the grave site of an ancestor that did some complete foolishness and get the dirt from that. I need you to know everything, Sasha. You just got to know it. And you just got to accept it. I had to accept it once I was in that situation. What was I supposed to do, Sasha? What was I supposed to do? I can't say anything that's going to make her feel insecure. Now, can I do that? Was I supposed to just say, what is going on here? Let's just put on our clothes and sit down and be great. I could have did that. But what would that have done to her self-esteem in that moment, Sasha? Now that I went through that, who am I going to talk to about the trauma that I have, Sasha? I'm forever scarred by that. I got to talk to somebody. Somebody can hear me out. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you all about it. Well, I ain't going to tell you all about it. I ain't going to tell you what happened. You know, if I got real descriptive, then I can understand you saying, okay, Casey, you taking it too far. But I got to tell somebody, I saw the hairy titty meat. It was right there. It was long too. But she was African. So I didn't know. That's why you got to be careful. You got to be careful. No. She said, because I said it. I was like, listen, I got some clippers right now. I can give you an edge up. We can just make it bald. We can take it all out. Nope. She said that her doctor told her that if you do that, it will only grow back thicker. So there is a surgery that can be had where they like burn the the hair pores or whatever. Sounds very painful, man. So yeah, it was a deep conversation. See, that's what I'm talking about, Sasha. You ask questions, you have conversations, you talk about it. I had to talk about it because I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. So everything you saying, I offered that. I offered it. I was like, do you want some Nair? Do you want, like, we can go down to CVS right now and handle that. And I got caught up in a whole educational about it. Very hairy. It was hairy. It was, I was, I ain't never seen that shit. It's, you know, they was very big, if that matters, you know. Very top heavy, you know. Didn't see it. When you see the top cleavage part, you didn't see that. It was very big, baloney sized areolas, and it was hairy. And I was like, So it's like, just focus on me. Focus on my eyes. It was crazy. Crazy stuff. That's why I said y'all ain't ready for KKC After Dark, man. We just got to keep it PG-13 right now. All right. So getting back into the fact that we are here with Tiffany in the graveyard. Y'all remember that zebra bubblegum? Because that's what her pants remind me of, the zebra bubblegum. And so Tiffany is telling you, depending on what type of work you are going to do, you have to visit the grave site of that type of ancestor. Now, the ancestor we are about to visit, we don't know what's going on. Here we go.
I do not know this ancestor who's buried here, but I'm assuming that they died a peaceful death because they lived a very, very long life. Come on.
Okay, walk. Do you see the walk, people? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the foolishness. Did you see the walk? You better walk, Tiffany. She listen, finna throw her hip out of socket. Man, y'all funny, man. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Tiffany, why you didn't put some lotion on them feet? I ain't gonna let you. Listen. You getting dirt and dust and ashy skin on these people's graves.
Who's buried here, but I'm assuming that they died a peaceful death because they lived a very, very long life. Come on.
Got some big feet. That's all right. All right, Tiffany.
I will not give you the name of the person who is buried out of their confidentiality. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm here at this person's home. Literally, this is their home.
Okay.
They have a humble and quiet heart. And I'm going to leave candy here for them. Every time you take something from the grave, you also leave.
Why teaching people how to rob graves? What are we doing? So, oh my God. What? This lady just said, if you take something, you leave something. So you out here teaching people how to rob grave sites. Oh, and you leaving Skittles at the grave site. You know, you leaving them some candy. What if they was allergic to candy? What if they couldn't have candy? What if candy was what made them, you know, like wink out? There's so much. What if candy turned them into a monster and they, you know, went raging? I suggest you don't do this, people. That's what I'm getting at. You don't know what you don't know. I don't care what these folks tell you to put on your hair, wipe your body down with. I don't care. Don't do this. Just don't do this. Don't do this. So, if you've watched, you know, prior live streams, we've witnessed Tiffany go to the gravesite of Nipsey Hussle. I did not witness her leave candies and all that. Now, maybe she did that prior to making the video, but we did witness her, spitting liquor everywhere. So I don't know. Now, this should be a crime, which gives you the understanding of, when we get into Umar's portion and we start watching his time in the graveyards and the cemeteries, it helps you understand why he was banned from going to a cemetery. There's videos where he it looked like he was trying to hurry up and get back into the scars. Maybe somebody may have been trying to serve him. Who knows? But it was said he couldn't go to these graveyards anymore. Shout out to Lady Luck. I'm so glad that you are in the house, ma'am. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Hold on. Ooh. So glad that you can make it. What we're doing, Lady Luck, and everyone that's coming into the building right now, what we are doing is we are revisiting times when Tiff Griffin, she was very active in the Umar Johnson saga. What we're doing is just going through those times that she was in the cemetery, gaining a better understanding of, who she is. Now, shout out to the replay gang. Please hype up the video if you can. Tiffany is doing what I call like an audition. We listened to Umar Johnson explain what FDMG is supposed to be, a parochial school, their religious portion or the religious side. Tiffany she calls herself the African witch bitch. So since her dealings with FDMG would have been hoodoo and voodoo teachings, they would be calling Tiffany Professor Witch Bitch. I would assume, right? We are at the part where she is telling us, you leave candy or some type of offering to the ancestors, depending on what type of work you want to do. That's the grave you want to visit. So I hope I helped with that real quick crash course. Again, shout out to everyone that's coming up into the room. Shout out to Francisca. Thank you for coming on into the room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. And here we go.
Thank you for allowing me in your space. Thank you so very much for allowing me in your space. You pour a little libation. You can use anything for libation, but for the sake of this video, I'm using rum.
Rum.
Thank you so very much for allowing me in your space. Ashe to the ancestors. Thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing me into your space.
What is it called? Because I don't want to I do not want to slaughter the word. What is, hold on. What is it? Hold on, because I got to look it up. What is it called when you trash a grave? Desecration. Grave desecration. Is this grave desecration? Because I believe it was to that degree that they told Umar Johnson that he could not go, back to these graveyards or grave sites of these famous people. Defacing, that's a good one. Thank you. Defacing. Like, these folks are, here's some Skittles. You take something, whatever you take, you leave something in return. These folks that they're visiting, let's just say you visit your grandma. and you come out there and you like, who done sprinkle Skittles all over my grandma's gravesite? Like, she didn't even like Skittles. She hated Skittles. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Think about that. You come and visit your mama or something, your dad, your granddad, and you see liquor bottles and whatnot. Like, what's going on here? They didn't even drink. My grandfather was a recovering AA addict, you know. These are the things that, you know, that we witness. Right. Grandma could have been a diabetic. Abuse of a corpse also. All of that. Thank you. Shout out to Elevate Me. This is what was going on back then. And it's not just isolated to Tiffany. We're going to get into when Umar Johnson was doing it as well. But these are the questions that you ask yourself. And we have a poll that's open right now. Are these graveyard practices the same or different? Like, is this really like a tradition that we're witnessing? Or is this an all-out ritual? Or is it the same? Like, is there a difference? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to everyone that's tuned in right now. Please answer the poll. And here we go.
Space. Ashe to the ancestors. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Is that not disrespect? I mean, when has spitting ever been respectful? I mean, quit playing with me. When have spitting ever been respectful? Now, I'm not saying when has spitting ever been accepted, because I know we got some freaky Africans out there, and we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. What we are talking about is literally littering, aka trashing a gravesite. Because shout out to X Friedman for being in the house. See, hold on. Let me help X Friedman out, because X Friedman wasn't here when we had the show about Tiffany. We did the show about Tiffany, and I said, shout out to X Friedman, because he was here when Tiffany was live on the live stream late at night, and she was in the silk nightgown and the silk lingerie, and she was showing her, you know, her titty meat, and she was showing her clappers to everybody. And I told everybody on that show, I don't have that footage, but I did find a receipt to show I'm not joking. That really happened. And X Friedman wasn't at the show. You got to be a member to see the show, but I can show you the receipt. And here's the receipt from that night. This is a screenshot from that night that Tiffany was dressed like an ancestor, and she was showing the goods to the world. Shout out to X Freeman, because I found their receipt, man. That is crazy. But Miss Independent is saying this is not respectful. Nope. I mean, that was almost a double shot worth of rum you just spit out. I mean, you didn't just isolate the spit to just this grave. You spit everywhere. So people that you ain't even coming to visit, you got it on a grave too. But this is respectful. Okay. Here we go, y'all.
Sisters, thank you. Then you take whatever it is that you brought with you, your little digging tool, and whatever container you're using, and you collect. You don't take
showing the goods, man.
You don't come in here with 2 and 3 trash bags grabbing dirt from these people's home. You take just exactly what you need. Again, if you are doing work,
this is
like
scary.
if this is an ancestor of yours, graveyard dirt can be a spell booster.
Graveyard dirt can be a spell booster. You don't know how many people got your name wrapped up in some graveyard dirt right now, and that's why you need to be, people be like, I don't believe in this, I don't believe in that. Listen, it's folks out here that got your name attached to some foolishness right now. This is just absolutely crazy.
You can add this to any candle spell you're doing. And that's it. You thank them. Thank you very, very much for allowing me in your space.
They didn't allow you nothing. You just walked freely into this place, spit all over the place, threw candy everywhere like they wanted it, and took their dirt.
Try to cover.
And now you pouring alcohol as if they drink.
Thank you so very much for allowing me.
You know who this person is.
Ashe, thank you. And that, my dear, is how you collect graveyard dirt.
Leaving Skittle wrappers. You see that Skittle wrapper? You see the Skittle bag on the ground? You see the Skittle bag littering. Look at the Skittle bag. Let's not pick it up.
Bye, everybody.
The foolishness, and the complete foolishness. I just don't know. I just don't know. Let me jump down into the comment section and see what's going on. This is mentally all sideways and upside down. Imagine this person as your coworker or neighbor. Imagine that. Imagine that. This lady is in, she's a social worker, if you will. She helps with children, like she's a DCS agent, if you will. It's amazing. You don't know what people do in their private time. People can smile in your face and get off work and go to a graveyard and do this type of stuff. I'm definitely covered, saturated. I mean, just anointed, protected, all of that, head to toe. Shout out to Natural Beauty. Hey, Saint Center, welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. KKC, I was able to see the Tiff Griff video while the live was going on. I just was not able to comment because I am not a member. And I heard you shout me out during it. Okay, so I'm glad you was able to see it. Shout out to X Freeman. Yes, we do Under the Crown live, and then it's put on members only for members to go back and to rewatch as much as they can. Should be very illegal. Trespassing, I hope they go to jail. Man, I don't know if they went to jail or anything, but it's very disrespectful. I think it's wild that these folks do this. And it's wild when we see what Umar is going to do. Shout out to 100% Real Man in the house. It's next to her big foot right there. She saw it. She looked at it. Man. A social worker. These people always want to work with your children. And if you are just now tuning in to the Receipt Show with your boy KKC, we just looked at the witchcraft, or is that tradition? Tiffany Griffin was in a cemetery visiting with one of the ancestors. I have other videos of her in a graveyard. Of course, she's not doing anything to this magnitude except for when she was at Nipsey Hussle's graveyard. Now, I do want to show you the famous video that I always show. It's when she did a spell, explained the spell, and so it's about
Hi,
how
everybody. It is the Witch Bitch. I just want to show you guys what I'm working on tonight.
Now, she said that she goes and she collects dirt, and when you are taking something from the cemetery, you leave something behind. But what if you are coming to drop something off? Like, how does that work? And she did. Well, hold on, because I'm asking questions that I really don't want to know the answers to. But this is just to show you all more of what types of things these folks are, caught up in. So all of those that are just now tuning in, shout out to all the new subscribers to the channel. As we continue to talk about Tiff Griff, this is a spell, if you will, that she was working on and explaining, what you do to drop it off. I'll leave it at this space. It's still in fair use. Here we go.
You guys ever deal with people who like to talk shit and their gossip, and there any other time it wouldn't bother you, but if it's affecting your money, like on a job or a court case, et cetera,
absolutely,
then you might need to pull out all the stops. And what I have here, I'm going to get in a little closer, is a black tapered candle. On the side of the candle, I carved in the people's names who are the targets, the one who are perpetuating the gossip, the lies, and the slander. Here you see is a beef tongue. Cut it down the center of the tongue, and inside the tongue are petition papers of the names of the people who are guilty of perpetuating the lies and the slander. Along with various herbs. Now, if I'm trying to get in a little closer, as you can see, I have money spice on top, because anytime you want to shut somebody up so your money could flow better, you got to add a little money spice. And I sewed it shut as I was putting my intention in. As you can see, I put herbs all around it, money spice. This green thing you see right here is abracamino, because with this particular spell, if they shut up, it'll open doors for the person. Okay, see, check it out. I'm going to let this candle burn down, let the wax drip on it. Then I'm going to place it in the freezer. And then after it's frozen solid, the words are shut up and frozen, I'm going to bury this in the cemetery. Yes, this is very beautiful work. At least I think so. Give me a few of the herbs, just in case, because a lot of people are probably going to ask me, a few of the things that you put. I put peppercorns. Peppercorns speed up your work, and it also enhances the spell. That's just one. I put a lot of different herbs in here.
So she's about to take this and bury it in the cemetery after telling you, do not go to the cemetery and be disrespectful. So I'm not sure how this works. I'm not sure how any of this works. I say that's a huge contradiction. I think this is a huge contradiction of what she just taught to whoever she was teaching that to. And like I told you guys, she is also, known for, not only going to the cemetery to drop stuff off. You know, she poured libations at Nipsey Hussle's grave. We can take a look at that real quick. I'm going to mute it out just for copyright purposes, because there's music that plays at the beginning, and I'm not sure, you know, if this music is copyrighted or not. So this is her walking through the cemetery barefoot. You know, again, I'm not sure if she cleansed herself and did all that stuff that she talks about that she did. She does this long walk, you know. So let's speed it up a little bit. All right, so I can assume maybe she did all of that, but since, you know, we have a whole setup already. Again, is this day grave desecration, defacing a grave, all of this took a little while to get that to burn. So let's speed that up. She got it to burn. You know, again, how what's the name? London, Lori London. Like, she go to Nipsey Hussle grave. Like, how would she feel about this? Like, this matters. There she goes. He spitting all over the place, you know. And so, you know, I just want you guys to witness this. I'm sure. Shout out to Tall Stranger. It's a process. If she doesn't have powered eggshells in hand for the offering, her permission wasn't granted. I'm gonna be honest. I don't engage in it. I don't know nothing about it. I can say, you know, for those that do practice and know the positive, you know, ways to do things, I trust what you're saying. I witnessed what this lady is doing, and I don't believe she's doing anything respectful at all. And so hey man, this is what I'm saying. But this is Tiffany. We got to see Tiffany's, you know, work as a witch, or again, was it tradition? You let me know. Coming up, we got to get into the Umar grave site visits. And I think that it would be cool if we go and visit, man, let's go all the way back. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to, let me see if I can fast forward some stuff. All right, so I see what I'm gonna have to do. I'm going to be able to show you guys the video that I'm talking about right now. I'm just gonna have to mute that out too, just so that we not hit with no copyright. But like I said, coming up, we got EFI Tune Day at, who is this? he visits Frederick Douglass's gravesite for the first time. All right, here we go. Make sure you hit that like button. You are tuned into the Receipt Show with your boy, KKC.
Somebody built an institution from the grass.
Right.
Name somebody. You ain't got none of them. Name me a YouTuber doing what I'm doing. Any of them conscious dudes. Name one on my
We raised $250,000. I'm gracious, but I'm not content.
Major sounds in the kitchen cooking up.
Donate every week, donate every month. Donate every week, donate every month. Donate every day, donate every day. Donate every day, donate every day.
I'm not going to be able to psychologize all them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep.
Fuck that.
Trifling ass black.
You got to get in their face.
Trifling ass black.
You got to get in their face.
Think I ain't studied you? Every time you look in the mirror, you see a cracker, nigga. Every time you look in the mirror, you see a cracker, nigga. So you got to go extra hard because you trying to prove to yourself that you a black man. I ain't got that problem. I'm melanated, bitch. I ain't got that problem. I'm melanated, bitch. I ain't got that problem. I'm melanated, bitch. You broke ass nigga. Do you even have a job? Talking about you leading the RPG movement, nigga, and you living on your mama couch. How the fuck is you leading the movement and you living on your mama couch? Explain that shit to me. Who gonna follow a nigga who can't even get his own place? I'm melanated, bitch. I ain't got that problem. I'm melanated, bitch. I ain't got that problem.
Donate every week, donate every month. Donate every week, donate every month. Donate every day, donate every day. Donate every day, donate every day.
I'm not going to be able to psychologize all them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep.
Fuck that.
Trifling ass black.
You got to get in their face.
Trifling
Major
ass
sounds
black.
in the kitchen cooking up.
Donate every week, donate every month. Donate every week, donate every month. Donate every day, donate every day. Donate every day, donate every day.
I'm not going to be able to psychologize all them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep.
Fuck that.
Trifling ass black.
You got to get in their face.
Trifling
Major
ass
sounds
black.
in the kitchen cooking up.
I'm not going to be able to psychologize all them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep.
Fuck that.
Nearly all of them on the Confederacy as well as on the Union side. Credit to the black men for keeping America a single.
All right. So we got Umar at Fred Douglass's gravesite for the first time. This is eons old. As y'all can see, this is Umar look real young, man. I can't even tell you the year this was, but this was like the beginning of Umar going to graveyards of, I guess, the famous black folks in our history, such as Frederick Douglass. Now, understand, shout out to Terrence Bailey Jr. He is a moderator on this channel, and he is the actual descendant for Frederick Douglass. And the family has repeatedly stated that Umar Johnson and the Johnson family is not a descendant of Frederick Douglass. The famous, piece on Roland Martin, where he read the statement from the family, confirms it. But back in the day, Umar always visited Frederick Douglass. Now understand that the grave was upgraded because they wind up I forgot what it's called. You might as well say like a bed was placed there. And you can see like the name of Frederick Douglass on top. Umar would always leave different things on top of the gravestones. And I believe the family got tired of that too. So, a lot of people will want to know, how could he get in trouble? It's not like he can, people could catch him out there. Well, the family was able to report him. And then not only that, he always recorded when he would go to the graveyard. So when he would go to the cemetery, he would leave pouring libations, fruit, whatever he would leave behind, he recorded it. So they were able to report him and show the footage of him doing it. But it's the fact that these people live in graveyards for whatever reason they do. I'll never understand it. I don't practice it. Now understand this. And shout out to our good friend Miss Independent, because Miss Independent, I have to get and respond to all of the comments on the comment wall. Miss Independent had left the comment saying that she thought it would be very cool if we covered, the cult, the members of the cult, or individuals that may be even thinking about joining the cult, and how it ramped up into the beliefs and indoctrination that they are willing to break the law and do wrong in the name of whatever they believe in. Now, we can definitely do a deep dive into Umar Johnson followers, the Umarians, and those that, call in to his Instagram lives, because a lot of those people are followers of what he preach or what he talks about. Now, I don't think I'll be able to make a connection of why these individuals really believe like they need to break the law. And the only individual that I would be able to pinpoint that's here on YouTube that I can't really say that he broke the law. I'm pretty sure if we did a deeper enough dive into things that he did in the past, we probably can make that connection. But I can say that, we on lock. He is an avid Umar Johnson supporter. He has branded a weapon, online, showing a gun, pointing it at the camera. And you can, attribute that to his anger for those that speak out against Dr. Johnson. I cannot make the connection as to why someone would go to that, length of support. But it's not just isolated to Dr. Umar Johnson. Again, this is why I connect this back to Jim Jones and the People's Temple and the love that they had for Jim Jones, because Umar Johnson uses the same talking points as Jim Jones. I'm sorry, I got caught up. So I do my best to make that connection and show the loyalty and devotion of the People's Temple versus the Umarians. And so we can definitely do that. We can look at that. But I don't know if we can look at, making that connection as to why they follow him so deeply, that they make the decisions to break the law. Shout out to, again, Miss Independent, because I really appreciate you guys bringing up points and bringing up discussions that you want to have. And if you have any receipts, you have any topics that you want to dive into, please send those to thekkctv@gmail.com so that we can get into that conversation. Now, if you pay attention, you see he is pouring libations. Now, we have footage of Umar Johnson pouring gin, but in this video, I can only assume it's water because he has a water bottle. It could be gin inside the water bottle, but we don't know. I know it's, he ain't no doctor. He ain't no doctor. I got you. Water, soap, aluminum deodorant. That's all I ask. Listen, I know you going through it. We just ask, the good Lord to get you through. Be a face mask for Lori RL. Be a breath of fresh air while our good sister is dealing with the contaminated air from our brothers and sisters that's across the waters that don't believe in that level of, self-care. Be, what she needs for you to be for her, good Lord. Because it's serious. It's serious right now. I'm dead serious, Sweet D. I ain't even trying to be funny. Like I will pray, because we need to understand that could make her day just mad. I mean, she could be so mad and irritated, and wherever she's going, she can have a behavior, an attitude, and it ain't even meant for that person or people. It's just you just got to be aware. Being aware of your own behaviors and reaching out like, yo, this right here is getting to me, y'all. Well, let's be your support group until you can get out of that situation. Keep focusing on us. If you can crack the window, crack it. If you just roll it down, hit the button, let your hand rest on the window button going down, and just keep it there. He try to roll it up, you roll it down, just lock it down. Now we see Umar Johnson is saying whatever he's saying, praying, I guess, because he looks like he's speaking passionately in this video right here. We still waiting on Frederick Douglass. Now, if that was a bottle of water, okay, my bad. I'm glad I said that, because I thought that this wasn't there. This slab right here wasn't there, so it's there. Cool. He would leave stuff on here, on this slab right here. He would do that. And he would record himself doing it. And the family would be upset about it. Now, again, this video is old, man. It's an old video. The window is down. Goodness. I understand. Y'all got it. It just makes you appreciate fresh air. That's why we are thankful. That's why you gotta be thankful. If things smell good all the time, you would have no reason to be thankful for the things that smell good. Now, Laurie can't wait to smell something fresh. That's what matters. All right, so again, getting back into it, Umar, that was his first visit to cemetery, right? All right, so let's get into the next video. Let me go. I did go back. Let's visit. Let's go to when he visited Martin Luther King. Let's do that. I know a lot of y'all Y'all know when he goes to visit, you know, Frederick Douglass, we can pull up 100 of those videos. But let's go to when he visited Martin Luther King. This is in 2021, April 17, 2021. Great video. This is a good one right here. All right, make sure y'all hit that like button. Here we go. Here we go.
Peace and Black Power. It's the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong consciousness. Just needed to come pay some respects. You can't celebrate the good Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. unless you celebrate and remember and honor the two Africans that brought him forward in this world. His mother, who was also a victim of white assassination. I repeat, Dr. King's mother was also a victim of white assassination, murdered. Queen Mother Alberta Williams, we salute you, rest in peace. And of course, the Dr. King's father, the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Sr.
Now, question to you all is, have you all seen this video? If you've seen Umar Johnson visiting MLK's grave, put an 8 in the chat. And if you have not, put a 9. Put an 8 in the chat if you've seen Umar visiting MLK's grave. If you have not, put a 9. I just want engagement. Here we go.
AKA Daddy King, who left this world the same day that Nat Turner left this world. I said the father of the good Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Daddy King Sr.
Miss Independent,
he left this world on November the 11th of 1984. Another Reverend left this world on that same day. The greatest Black revolutionary to ever walk on American soil, the incomparable and uncomparable Reverend Prophet Nat Turner. So you Reverend King Sr. and Reverend Nat Turner both left this world.
Shout out to the pull-up team.
November the 11th of 1984. So I just wanted to come pay respects to the parents of the great Dr. King, whose son was assassinated April the 4th, 1968. I believe that is 2 Sundays ago, 53 years ago. I believe that is 2 Sundays ago, 53 years ago. So we got to pay respects because the resting sites of our ancestors are shrines. The resting sites of our ancestors are shrines. And what is a shrine? A shrine is a spiritual energy portal. It is a physical area that is charged with a spiritual essence. And it gets charged with the spiritual essence by the meditations, by the prayers, by the chants, by the gifts, by the memories that we place upon it. And so the collective memories and prayers and meditations and gifts and visits that are made to the resting place of our ancestors make those places shrines. They become energy portals. You ever walk into a room and you can feel the energy? You ever go somewhere and
energy
you can feel the energy? That means that space has been charged with a positive energy or a negative energy. And so what we have to do is we have to charge the shrines of our ancestors with positive energy. And we have to keep their spirit close to us and around us so they can help us do the work of revolutionary Pan-African nationalism. So they can help.
But if the spirit returns to God Almighty, and Umar Johnson would agree with me on that, how is that possible?
Us do the work of global African redemption, so they can help us do the work of 21st century repatriation followed by reparations. I said repatriation followed by reparations.
I need you guys to remember this too, because again, this is from 2021, back when Umar Johnson was pushing for reparations. He's not talking about that no more. Well, I take that back. I think he is. I think he's switched his tune back to talking about reparations. He often flip-flops where he says we shouldn't get reparations. But this is at the time when he was saying that we should. But also, he's been paying homage to the ancestors all this time, and FDMG is still coming.
Some of y'all think we have to get reparations before we can repatriate to Africa. That is totally wrong. The first of all reparations is internal.
That's also something you want to plug in. This is when he was talking about repatriation to Africa too.
Before we can repatriate to Africa. That is totally wrong. The first of all reparations is internal reparations. That is what we can do for ourselves. So the repatriation is the internal reparations, which will be followed by the reparations, which is the external repair, brothers and sisters. So we have to charge up the shrines. Now, all due respect to my Muslim brothers and sisters, I love you. I was raised with you. All due respect to my Christian brothers and sisters, I love you. I was raised with you. I know that when we talk about shrines and
it's very important, y'all. Yeah, Francisco, it's very important that we often, go back to these times, because you get to hear what Umar believes in, and he done switched a lot of this stuff from back in the day. But this is a good video right here.
When we talk about ancestral veneration, you guys get confused and you get a mental block and cognitive dissonance, because in your religion, you are taught that all other religions are wrong. I said your religion, although it is a beautiful religion, it is a very chauvinistic religion. It is a very dictatorial religion. It is a very narrow-minded religion. As beautiful as Islam and Christianity are, they are very one-sided and narrow-minded. And the reason they are that way, because they didn't start that way. Muhammad ibn Abdullah was a blue, black, purple man. And Jesus of Ethiopia was a blue, black, purple man. But when the Arab took Islam from the African, and when the Christian took Christianity from the African, they gave it back to us in a manner that was reflective of the European colonizer that stole the religion. They gave the religion back to us in a manner that was reflective of the Arab colonizer that stole the religion. So that's how Christianity became a dictatorial, dogmatic system. That's how Islam became a dictatorial, dogmatic system. And what I mean by that, respectfully, because I love all Africans, religion is irrelevant to me. It is
whatever. Because you believe in Ifa.
Identify with their religion before they identify with their race. Your race is nothing more than your global human family. Your race is nothing more than your global human family. Your race is the group you belong to because you share genetic, biological, ancestral, cultural, and a historical experience. I said, when you say you belong to the African race, you're saying that I have a shared, common, biological, ancestral, genetic, cultural, and historical makeup. How can a religion be greater than your biological, ancestral, genetic, cultural, and historical connection to other brothers and sisters? So all we're saying, religious Africans,
because it's like this. The Bible is about a bloodline, right? And our bloodline being that I believe, are the chosen people of God, right? The Hebrews. Our skin, our skin tone, even if it matches, the Savior, means nothing, right? Because in the very beginning, when it did mean something, unfortunately, sin entered into play, which separated us from the deity that we look like and we were created in the image of. Also, because there are other ethnic groups that can come on into the fold, they are not going to be the same skin tone as us. That eliminates even worrying about skin color. That's how I see it. I can be wrong, but that's how I see it. Like, yes, I could be black and the guy could be black and we match in skin color. But then this person right here that's not of the same bloodline, that's not a Hebrew and is considered a Gentile, is going to get in, and this person ain't black at all. So does that really matter? Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to get anything greater or less than my brother or sister in Christ, because we both believe. Like it can't. It's like it automatically cancels out. If I'm going to heaven and I'm black and you going to heaven and you white, then why does it matter that I'm black? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not now. Let me make sure I say this. Here on Earth, I understand what it means to be cultural and you represent your group. I'm not speaking in those terms. I'm speaking in the spiritual reward, according to what Umar is talking about. That's all I'm gunning at. It's a lot. It's a lot. And that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure if I go like real deep down in my history, I can find somebody who may have came from Africa. But as of right now, our family traced our lineage here in Tennessee and found the original slave papers. I'm just Laurie, dog. Religion is so divisive. Just love each other and whatever God speaks to you. You know, I'm not here to challenge anybody and, you know, whack them over the head and wag my finger in their face. I'm open to have a conversation with anybody when it comes to, you know, Christianity. Because I've learned, you know, as of last year, how to properly study the Bible out of all my years of being alive, and learn that my upbringing through the 90s in church, the same church that I have leadership in right now, under a different administration, but throughout the 90s, the way they taught the Bible, they had great intentions, but some stuff they got wrong. Some stuff they absolutely got wrong. And it was spun in a way based on what they knew, you know, they taught. But that's, you know, one thing I can say, I was always taught to, you know, you study yourself for yourself. You study for yourself. And I did that and learned how to study. And I teach my class, if you do study the Bible and not just read it, you study every single word. And you want to look at a Strong's Concordance, because the Bible was written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. It was translated from those three languages. So you definitely want to see what that word meant in that time period when it was said, because my perfect example is John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. That word world did not mean the planet. It did not mean like the planet Earth that we live on. So that right there, just that word, one word, changes everything. Because that means God did not come and save the world. So, you know, you're right. It can be very divisive if you allow it. But it can be very informative. The Bible, and I'm not talking about religion, the Bible, very informative to your life, speaks to everything we're dealing with right now, and is the only faith that is constantly challenged and is to be, you know, banned. We have to stop teaching Jesus is the only way. No other faith is under that level of attack. So again, this isn't about that. This is about what Umar Johnson is saying, and just as it relates to the radical portion, like the Hebrew Israelites believe, you know, that being black is the dominant skin tone, while also saying that we are the race that is being left behind here in this world. Is crazy. And so shout out to everybody. Please hit that like button. Here we go.
All we're saying, religious Africans, we have no problem with your religion, but don't let it come before your family. Don't yet let your religion separate you from your brother or your sister. Don't let your religion separate you from other Africans, your next door neighbor. I don't care what religion you belong to. We are all Africans first, brothers and sisters. As I stand here in front of the grave of probably the greatest patriarch and matriarch in Black history, you can argue that the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Sr., Daddy King, and Queen Mother Alberta Williams, who was assassinated not too long after her son was assassinated, this is one of the greatest matriarch and patriarchal families that we've had, because they gave us one of the greatest Black men to walk this earth, who was taken from us 53 years ago in the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was murdered by the FBI with the collaboration of the Memphis Police Department, the Memphis government, the Memphis Fire Department. Dr. King's assassination was the most thoroughly planned assassination in American history, even more thoroughly planned than the JFK assassination. It was more thoroughly planned than El Hajj Malik el-Shabaz's Malcolm X's assassination. You have to read The Assassination of Dr. King by William Pepper, brothers and sisters. You have to read The Assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. by William Pepper. Look up William Pepper.
Absolutely, because let's say you are a mixed race African, you have to identify with the African side and pretty much denounce the other side of your family. Like, you identify as a African 24/7. Oh, I can't do that because I'm Black. I don't do that because it's crazy stuff. If you participate in any of your other, again, mixed race Africans get it the worst. Shout out to Giselle James. Where did you get that from? What is that you speak of, my brother? What did you get that from? I don't know that you speak of. But shout out to you. Here we go.
He's the King family attorney. Read his books or download his audiobooks, especially the most recent one on a plot to assassinate Dr. King. It's the most powerful book, one of the most powerful books that you could ever read, brothers and sisters. Make sure you read that book. So I am just here in the presence of Eshu Elegbara, Eshu Getty Nimbo, the opener of the ways, the opener of the cemetery path, so we can come and communicate with.
There it is. I know he used to say Getty Nimbo. I was like, Getty Nimbo now, Getty Nimbo. Getty Nimbo was the person that you had to speak to get into the cemetery. Maybe that's why. So did Umar leave any gifts coming into the cemetery? Is that what happened?
But our ancestors, I stand with Queen Mother of the Night, Queen Mother Warrior, the spiritual energy, that great divine essence known as Oya, who is the guardian of the Black cemeteries. Oya, who is the mother of change and radical transformation. Oya, who is the custodian of business and business success and economic transactions, and she's the custodian of revolutionary female energy. We call on her, mother of Scorpio and Pluto, as we stand here in the cemeteries to pay homage to our ancestors. This is what we do as African people. This is what we do as African people, brothers and sisters. I want to give a special shout out to Augusta, Georgia, Baba Baruti, his beautiful queen, down at the Humanitary House. I really enjoyed my very first visit to Augusta, Georgia. I'm sure it won't be my last, and I want to thank Councilman Mark Baker of South Fulton City Council. Councilman Mark Baker, he had a beautiful program yesterday with the Unity Day that he had out in College Park. My first time visiting with the South Fulton family, the College Park family. So I met two new African families in Georgia. I said I had the opportunity to meet and build and unite with two new African families. I'm proud to say that I have a new African family in Augusta, Georgia. And I'm proud to say I have a new African family in South Fulton and College Park, Georgia. Brothers and sisters, that's what it's all about. It's about the liberation of our people. That's all it's about. My next stop will be at the Nat Turner Trail. Join me in Drewryville, Drewryville. If you've never been to the Nat Turner Trail, if you've never walked the Nat Turner land, if you've never visited the shrine of the greatest Black revolutionary to ever walk on American soil, who left this earth the same day that Daddy King left this earth on 11/11, then join us in Drewryville. Go to natturnerlibrary.com. Go to natturnerlibrary.com. Go to natturnerlibrary.com, brothers and sisters. Go to natturnerlibrary.com and join us on Thursday, April the 29th. Join us on Thursday, April the 29th. And when you put that 2 and that 9 together, you get another 11. There we go with that perfect synchronicity. When you see those 11s, you know you're walking in perfect synchronicity. We're going to celebrate the 81st solar return of H. Khalif Khalifa, one of our Grand Master teachers, the foremost expert on the life and times of the Honorable Prophet Reverend Nat Turner and his army. We're talking about Will and Jack, and we're talking about Henry Hart, Nelson, and Sam, and Cherry, and all of those Africans who stood up with Nat Turner and said, we're going to free our people today, brothers and sisters. That's the revolutionary heritage that we as a people got to get back to. So Mama King and Daddy King.
Yeah, that was, man, crazy stuff. So yes, John 3:16, you said it's talking about the system. Yes, the word world. If you take a look at the the strong concordance. You are doing your research, and every single word in John 3:16, that word translated back to the word system. So hold on, I'm gonna try to see if I can pull up at least something online for you to reference what I'm saying. And while I do that, I will keep on playing the
I just
video.
come to stay. We still getting the work done.
Yeah.
And Daddy King, I watched some of your interviews for the first time a few weeks ago, Elder. And I'm telling you, great ancestor, you were definitely a man of God. You are one of the most poised, one of the most self-controlled, one of the most articulate, one of the most honorable and spiritual men I've ever seen get interviewed. So I can see where your son, Dr. King, got it from. The apple don't fall far from the tree. And without question, the good Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., greatest black leader of the second half of the 20th century, definitely is the son of a king and a queen. Brothers and sisters, Nat Turner, April 29th, I might be at Southern University on May the 1st. I will be in Las Vegas, God willing, and ancestor determining I will be in Las Vegas visiting with my Las Vegas family for only the second time and the first time since 2016 when I did one of my only double lectures. I did 2 lectures in Las Vegas in 2016 on the same day. That was either December or January, brothers and sisters. I did 2 lectures on the same day. I don't do that often, but I did it for Las Vegas because I had not been to Las Vegas before. And so I wanted to make sure everybody who had a chance to see Dr. Umar could come and see Dr. Umar. So we sold out the first one, and I believe we almost sold out the second double lecture. So Las Vegas, I'm coming back for the first time in 5 years to make my second visit. And it's going to be a lecture and a Q&A and a book signing. It's going to be a lecture and a Q&A and a book signing. And then Oakland, California, I'm coming to you the very next day for a lecture, Q&A, and a book signing, all free. All you have to do is show on up. And then on Sunday, the 16th, we're going to be at the Blessed Love Cultural Center on Vernon Ave in Los Angeles. Out on the West Coast. Tax money. We can have the school up and running.
All right, here we go.
We understand.
Here we go. That's what I was trying to get to.
Visit to Salt Lake City, Utah, brothers and sisters.
Now, at Frederick Douglass, at Dr. King's gravesite back in on April 17th of 2021, he stated that FDMG could be completed in 3 weeks. Now, mind you, these visits to the gravesite is also, he honoring, the ancestors that is there, but also to seek guidance in accomplishing the FDMG mission. That matters. Now, to answer our friend Giselle's question real quick, let me just show you guys. It's not going to take us long at all. Share the screen. So world in John 3:16 translates to the word system in the Greek translation. That's what I put in Google. The AI says the Greek word for world in John 3:16 is cosmos, which can indeed mean a system, specifically the human order or worldly system opposed to God. However, in the context of John 3:16, it's commonly interpreted to mean all humanity, the inhabitants of the earth or the world of believers, rather than just an organized system. Now, however, in the context of John 3:16, it is commonly interpreted, meaning that everyone now wants to take with their understanding that the God is talking about, the whole world and everybody that's on it. But if you do the Greek, if you go back to the Greek translation, because John is the book of John is in the New Testament, that means it's in Greek. The Old Testament is in Hebrew. So the New Testament is in Greek. When you go back to that, it translates again to cosmos, and you talk about a system, not the inhabitants on a planet. And that's where my understanding lies. I don't subscribe to the belief of what the commonly interpreted meaning. That's not what it says. That's not what the word world meant during the time that was written. That passage was documented. That's not what it meant. So that's where I got it from, Giselle. Let's get back into Umar at the website. Gravesite. Dang, I knew that was gonna happen because I showed the website. I gotta reshare the screen real quick so you guys can hear, and here we go. Please put an 8 in the chat if you can hear the audio.
I'm trying to go to every state. I think there's about a dozen states I ain't been to. I want to get to Maine. I want to get to New Hampshire. I want to get to Vermont. I want to get to North Dakota. I want to get to South Dakota.
Yes!
I want to get to Wyoming. I want to get to all the states that the Prince of Pan-Africanism has not been to. I want you brothers and sisters to make sure you donate to the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. We do not want the summer to set on the Garvey building in the Nat Turner Dessalines Gymnasium without it being repaired. We understand we got a $300,000 tax bill, and we understand we got a $300,000 renovation bill. And I tell you how we can win a victory real fast, brothers and sisters. We can pay off the tax bill, but that will leave us no renovation money. Or we can pay off the renovations, but that will leave us no tax money. We can have the school up and running in 3 weeks, and I'm going to tell you how. We can have the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy up and running in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks. Don't you understand? Okay, you guys can hear good. Don't you understand? Where's the donations, people? FDMG is coming soon. Y'all need to get on it.
Because we only have 3 weeks worth of renovations. We only have 3 weeks worth of repairs. We only have 3 weeks worth of work that has to be done on the school. So you say, Dr. Umar, you had the school for 2 years. You've had the school for 2 years. What do you mean you can have it up and running in 3 weeks? If that's the case, why wasn't the school up and running a month after you bought it back in February 2019? Exactly. The reason the school wasn't up and running 3 weeks after we bought it in February 2019 is because I haven't had a black HVACer, a black plumber, a black electrician, a black carpenter to donate their time to the school. If a team of HVACers would have came in or come in now, if a team of electricians would have came in or come in now, if a team of plumbers would have came in or come in now and say, Doc, get us the repairs, we're going to do it for free. In the name of black children, get us all the tools, get us the equipment. Here's a list of everything we need to finish the HVAC. Here's a list of everything we need to finish your electric. Here's a list of everything we need to finish your plumbing and your carpentry. You get us this, and we'll do the repairs for free. The school can be open in 3 weeks. Did y'all hear what I said? The Frederick and Marcus Garvey Academy can be
just gifted out 5 memberships. Who are the lucky recipients? Who are the lucky recipients? Let me know.
It can be open in 3 weeks, but you need somebody to care enough about the future of black children to help us. You need a plumber to care enough to help us, an HVACer to care enough to donate their time. You need that electrician to care enough to donate their time. That's right. The school can be ready in 3 weeks. Y'all want to know why it's taking so long? It's taking so long because we ain't got folks donating their time to our children. That's why it's taking so long. So we got to raise the money and we got to pay folks. We got to raise the money and we got to pay folks. So we got $300,000 tax bill. We got a $300,000 renovation. But the only reason why we have a $300,000 renovation bill is because we have to pay folks. But if we can get folks to donate, we can knock off the taxes and have the school up and running before June. I said we can knock off the taxes and have the school up and running before June. So hit your Cash App. Hit your Cash App. It's been 2 years. I don't think we're going to get no volunteers. It's been 2 years. I don't think we're going to get no volunteers. It's been 2 years. I don't think we're going to get no volunteers, brothers and sisters. So we got to pay off. We got to pay off the renovations and the taxes. Hit your Cash App, $FDMG School. Hit your Cash App, $FDMG School. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Mail your check or money order payable to FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. It's also on the website, drumarjohnson.com. You can also join the Loyal Donors Club, $50 a month bronze, $100 a month silver, $250 a month gold, $500 a month diamond, $500 a month platinum, $1,000 a month diamond. Black businesses, where y'all at? Why haven't y'all?
$1,000 a month diamond is crazy. Somebody is really paying that. And shout out to the 5 pull-up team members that just got selected. Sassy Savannah, Mia Carter, Linger Magazine, Tanika Gaines, and Super Yara. You all have been crowned on today, and welcome to the pull-up team, ladies.
Welcome to the movement. In this team, we stand on truth.
We sure do. And so again, welcome to the pull-up team. Here we go.
Signed up. All you black folks out there whose children I've saved. There's thousands of you out there. I've saved your children from special ed. There's thousands of you out there with the help of God and the support of the ancestors. I've kept your child out of prison. There's thousands of you out there. I've kept your child off medicine. I've reversed misdiagnosis. I've taught you how to fight the school system. I've saved your marriage. I've prevented homicides and suicides. For all those I've helped, why ain't you donating? Why aren't you donating? I've given to you. It's time for you to give back to Dr. Umar Johnson. I've saved a whole generation of black children. Single-handedly, I've done that with the blessing of God and the help of the ancestors. It's time for you to give back, not to me. The school ain't for me. The school is for our children. Take me out of it. I am just a vessel. I am just the conduit. I am just the go-between. You understand? The school is for the future of black children, brothers and sisters. We must win. We can win. We shall win. Hit your cash app, $FDMG School. Hit your cash app, $FDMG School. Mama King, Daddy King, I'm going to ask you to help me too. I'm going to ask you from the other side with the ancestors to help me get this school done. Our boys need it. Our girls need it. Mama King, you died in 1974. Baba King, you died in 1984. Well, guess what? Since that time, America has done a hell of a job on black folks, and they're doing a hell of a job on black children. And unfortunately, although we are $2 trillion people, Mama King and Daddy King, we would rather spend our money on Gucci, and we would rather spend our money on Louis, and we would rather spend our money on Air Jordan. America now has the ability to solve its own problems, but we rather spend our money on useless necessities that make us feel better. Useless non-necessities that will pump up our self-esteem. Black people cannot help but buy expensive junk because they feel worthless, and the only way they can add value to them lives is through conspicuous consumption and buying a whole bunch of irrelevant nothing. So Mama King and Daddy King, I want you to call on all the great black pastors, all the great black ancestors that are up there with you and Olodumare in the Olorun, the heaven of the ancestors, and bring them on back down. Bring those Christian pastors, bring those Muslim imams, bring those African priests and priestesses, and help me get this money somehow, or put it on the heart of an HVAC, or put it on the heart of a plumber, put it on the heart of an electrician, put it on the heart of a carpenter to come and volunteer their time in the name of black children. Maybe they can write it off on their taxes. But Mama King and Daddy King, I testify as I stand here before you right now, Mama King and Daddy King, that my purpose is a righteous one. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for our people. You understand me? There's no deceit in this heart right here. Everything that I'm doing regarding the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy, everything I do as it relates to my life and works, I do it for the liberation and salvation and emancipation of all African people, here, there, and everywhere. I don't just speak for blacks in America, Mama King and Daddy King. I speak for my brothers and sisters in Central and South America.
It sounds like he came to the graveyard and he's going off on the ancestors. Are you listening to what this man is saying? He sound crazy.
I speak for my brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. I speak for my brothers and sisters in Africa, my brothers and sisters in Europe, my brothers and sisters in Canada. I speak for my brothers and sisters in Asia and in the South Pacific and all over this world. We are one family. And when I speak for the whole family. That's what Pan-African is. I am because we are. We are because I am. No African can be free unless all Africans can be free. Mama King, Daddy King, God bless you. Rest in paradise. Rest in peace to your son. Help us do the work. You might be in the spiritual realm, but you can still help us out. Let's help us get this school done. Mama King, Daddy King, all the great black pastors, all the great black women of the church, all the ancestors who are in the cemetery right now, resting, who are men of God and women of God, irrespective of the religious creed. We ask you to help us bring forth the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey, RBG, International Academy for Pan-African Excellence. Peace and Black Power.
Man, oh man, oh man. Did they answer that request? That can be debated. But shout out to Laurie IRL, who finally got a fresh breath of a great fresh breath. I can't even say it. Thank you thank you for the gifts that you gifted out. So let's take a look at who is a member. Can I even see it? Yes. We got Giselle James, Carla Martin, Saucy 17, I almost say Lay Bridges, is Bridges, and KRK. Man, we got 10 new pull-up team members. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the movement.
this team, we stand on truth.
Sure do. We stand on truth around here. So you got to make sure you do the same.
Welcome to the movement. In this team, we stand on truth.
Shout out to all the new pull-up team. I really appreciate y'all. Let me go ahead and get ready to pull up the next video. Now, Umar has gone to Frederick Douglass's grave site several times. And so here is another time that the brother is out in the cemetery visiting Frederick Douglass. He was going off on MLK now. We still waiting on FDMG. But here we go. You'll be surprised, White Will. Absolutely. Carla Martin, welcome to the team.
Peace and love, black families, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong consciousness. On my way to Buffalo, New York, I just wanted to come and pay respects to the big homie. You understand? 4 times great-grand cousin, the incomparable Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey, possibly uncle as well through the slave master, but we'll stick with the cousin thing. So I'm here. Pay respects to the big homie, a great ancestor. We share the same blood. We're from the same forebears. And I just wanted to come and pay my respects. Buffalo, New York is going down tomorrow, 3 o'clock, St. Luke AME Zion Church. Okay, doors open up at 2, all children and elders free. Syracuse is going down Sunday at the People's AME Zion Church on Salina Street. Doors at 3, lecture at 4. We are here with the ancestor, Ashe, the immortal, the incomparable Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey. They got his birth year wrong. He wasn't born 1817. He was born 1818. I'm just now recognizing this. 1818. This is incorrect. Shout out to Frederick Douglass. Born into slavery. Fought his slave master to get his freedom. Ran away. The first escaped slave to name himself and his masters in his autobiography. Went to England to escape.
Shout out to Tavares. He sure is not.
Had his freedom purchased for him in England, came back to the United States, continued to fight. They offered him to stay in England, but the great ancestor said, I have to go back until my people are free. I'm not free. Until my people are free, I'm not free. So the great ancestor came back to America, continued to fight, started organizing black men for the Civil War, single-handedly challenged the myth of Negro intellectual inferiority, more popular than the president of the United States. And not only is he here.
Now, the other side to, leaving bottles of alcohol or water bottles or, fruit, Skittles, whatever, what have you, Umar Johnson is disturbing the peace. We all know, the only thing that you really hear at a cemetery is if someone is crying, not someone yelling and screaming and asking to donate and hit the cash out, monetizing people's grave sites, showing, I saw, he was in such and such a cemetery and I saw my granddad's graveyard or grave site and he's yelling and screaming to hit the cash out, hit the PayPal, monetizing the cemetery.
Not only is he buried here, but his queen, his wifey, Anna Murray Douglas is buried here. His queen, his wifey, Anna Murray Douglas, blue, black, purple, chocolate,
free African woman from Baltimore, Maryland, who helped him come up with his escape plan that he used to free himself in 1838. Y'all keep talking about the white woman, Helen Pitts. Y'all keep talking about the white woman, Helen Pitts. Y'all keep talking about the white woman, Helen Pitts, who he didn't marry to. He was an old man. What about Queen Mother Annie, who he was married to for 50 years and bore him all 5 children? What about Queen Mother Annie Murray Douglas, who he was with for 50 years and bore him all 5 children? And of course, his youngest daughter, Annie Douglas, who passed away as a child in 1860, a year before the Civil War. Shout out to my little cousin, Annie. Shout out to her. Okay, but I just want to come and pour libations. Pour libations
there
to the
you
big
go.
homie. Buffalo, New York is going down tomorrow. All children and elders free. Buffalo, New York is going down tomorrow. Syracuse, New York is going down Sunday. Syracuse, New York is going down Sunday. Get your tickets at drumarjohnson.com. Get your tickets at drumarjohnson.com. Cleveland, I will see you Saturday, April the 27th. Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio. I will see you for the first time Sunday, April the 28th. We're rescheduling Detroit. We're going to put Dayton the day after Cleveland, Sunday the 28th. Orlando and Jacksonville, Florida, back-to-back, August 30th and 31st. Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma City. Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma City, November 2nd and 3rd. Zambia.
You really have to think about this. This man is in a cemetery doing promos for speaking events. What does this have to do with paying respects to these people or anybody? How do you know? The folks that upkeep the cemetery can't hear him yelling and screaming and carrying on. Little cousin, because he's saying that Frederick Douglass is his cousin or could be his uncle. I don't understand this fool. His behavior is unhinged while it is raining in the cemetery and he's yelling. Hype.
In Africa, I'll see you in a minute. Brazil, I'll see you in a minute. Bahamas, I'll see you in a minute. New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, Sunday, May 5th. Newark, New Jersey, Sunday, May 5th. Newark, New Jersey, Sunday, May 5th. Hartford, Connecticut, Malcolm X Day, May 19th. Hartford, Connecticut, Malcolm X Day, May 19th. It's not a game. Make sure y'all donate to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
There you go.
History. This is history today because this is the first time I visit the grave of my ancestor since we have purchased the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. This is the first time I have visited the grave of Frederick Douglass since we purchased the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. All right. We purchased it on February the 7th. We celebrate his Earth Day on February the 14th. We purchased the school February the 7th, and we celebrate Frederick Douglass's Earth Day February the 14th. So big homie, great ancestor, 4 times great grand cousin, possibly 4 times great grand uncle. I'm here to say we have achieved our mission, ancestor. We have finally found the school. We have the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy, and I come to you today to let you know we are victorious. And now we're working to raise money to restore, refurbish, and renovate the school. We're trying to raise $1 million to get all 4 buildings renovated. The large building is named after you, the Frederick Douglass building. The small school building is named after the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, who named his first Black Star Line steamship the SS Frederick Douglass. The Honorable Marcus Garvey, who named his first Black Star Line steamship the SS Frederick Douglass. And then we have the Nat Turner and Jean-Jacques Dessalines Community Center. And then we have the Robert Sobukwe.
It's like he yelling at somebody named Robert Sobukwe that's down the street. Robert Sobukwe, hey, you owe me $5. Get your $5 ass. What? This is crazy, man.
Pan-African, Patrice Lumumba Pan-African Library. So I want to call on the ancestors, Father Belly Ashe, my Selah Ashe, my Jenny Ashe, my Betsy Ashe, Grandpa Isaac Ashe, Grandma Young Betsy Ashe, Ashe, Grandpa Stephen, Grandma Caroline, Grandpa George, Grandma Annie, Grandma Caroline, Grandma Vivian, Grandpa Cicero, and all my Cuban ancestors. Ashe, Grandma Ida, who we lost last year. Ashe, Grandpa James Johnson. Ashe, Uncle Cliff and Cousin Shanika, great-great-grandpa Gertrude, great-great-grandpa Charlie, great-grandma Curly, great-grandpa Robert Shoemake Jr., Robert Shoemake Sr., Emma Hollinger, Delia Pratt, Isaac Johnson, Eileen Johnson.
I understand that he is either really calling out family members or he is making up names. Like, really, it's crazy. Now, I'm not saying you don't know every single person in your family. Like, I remember, I know my grandmama, and I remember her brother's names, and of course, my auntie and my cousins, and I remember a whole lot of people's names. But maybe he can. Maybe he is the only man on earth that can recite all the way back down to Frederick Douglass and them, and every single child and cousin and friend and foe they had, and all. Maybe he can. Maybe he can.
Great-grandpop William Thomas Tillman, Uncle Billy, Uncle Eric, Uncle Dennis, Cousin Nancy, Baba Harker, OBM, Big Brother Clifford, ancestors of Goree Island, Senegal, ancestors of Goree Island, Senegal, who brought me into spiritual consciousness, ancestors of Goree Island, Senegal, who brought me to spiritual consciousness. Shout out to Orisha Oya, the guardian of the cemetery. Shout out to Getty Nimbo Eshu, the guardian of the cemetery. Ashe, we call on all the lowers, the Abusams, the Orisha.
So wait a minute, because did you shouting them out? But according to your best friend, you got to pay them with Skittles or nachos or something. You just coming in pouring water and liquor. But she's saying you got a whole list of things you got to do. So is it witch or just ritual? You guys let me know, man. Are these graveyard practices the same or different? Like, don't disrespect the graveyard. Well, they'll set it off in this bitch. Crazy, man. I got some rum. Let me spit it everywhere. He pouring water at least. Like, I don't know. I need you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section or right now in the live. And please, if you haven't already, hit the like button and hype up the video if you can. All right, man, let's get back into this craziness.
Spiritual gods to come and be with us this 400th year of our sojourn under white supremacy in the United States. 400 years. We going in with the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. Make those donations. Ancestor, I'm here to say thank you for everything you did for us. The fighting, the sacrificing, struggling for African people from the day you ran away until the day you dropped dead in Washington, D.C. I'm here to say thank you. And although you may be 201 years old as of this past February the 14th, you died 124 years ago. You will never be forgotten as long as I'm on this earth. Every boy at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy will learn of the great Frederick Douglass. Every last one will know of the greatest black leader to walk on American soil. Oh, yes. I need you to wake on up, ancestor. Bring those dry bones back up to earth because we got work to do. Bring those dry bones to the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. Shout out to Delaware. Shout out to Delaware. Shout out to all the black people in Newcastle County. Shout out to Wilmington. Black Delaware movement. We're about to change the game. The Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy is the mecca of black power. It is the Timbuktu of black consciousness. Oh, yes, it is. It is the Madison Square Garden of black revolution.
What?
DMG. They said we couldn't do it, but we did it. They said we couldn't do it, but we did it. So I'm here to let you know that your name will live forever at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I couldn't come to Buffalo and not come and see you. It may be a gray day, a dark day. Mama Oya, wind is out. Okay, the clouds is out. The mother of the cemeteries is out. This is her day today. But I came here to pay homage to the great one. I came here today to pay homage to the great one.
Pay homage.
My ancestor, blood relative. Not no marriage, blood relative. Not no marriage, blood relative. Me and the great Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey. Ashe. 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 That's how we rolling. That's how we rolling. It's Pan-Africanism of perish. It's justice for everybody or justice for nobody. Mama Anna for holding down the big ancestor. Thank you, Mama Anna Murray Douglas. And when we open up the girls' school will be called the Anna Douglas and Amy Garvey Academy. The Anna Douglas and Amy Garvey Academy. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And shout out to my cousins Lewis and Charles, the sons of Frederick and Anna, who are not buried here, but who fought to make African people free in the Civil War. Ashe. Ashe.
Craziness.
Ashe. We here.
Just yelling and going down the cemetery, man. This is some real
Now we're going to get on up the Buffalo. We're going to get on up the Buffalo. King Kong consciousness. King Kong consciousness. You understand?
Necrophilia.
I can't be scared of the cemetery. I'm an ancestor priest. Why be scared of the cemetery if I'm an ancestor priest?
Continuing, furthering the receipts of Umar Johnson opening up a church instead of a school. You know, little tidbits like that. It's crazy work. But we continue. We got one more grave site visit we will watch, and then we will see how all of that going to the ancestors have materialized into desks at FDU. You have desks, the old Moyer Academy desks at that, but they're back, polished.
Peace and black power, peace and black power, peace and black power. Peace and black power, peace and black power, peace and black power. It's the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong consciousness. I'm at the grave site, right up the road from Mama and Daddy King. I'm at the grave site.
Now, this is when he left the site of Dr. King and went to Bishop Turner's site, grave site. Here you see he's already poured libations. Maybe there could be water. I'm not sure if he may reveal that in the video. It looks like he has some sage. And yeah, let's listen to what he has to say.
One of the greatest black leaders of all time, of one of the greatest black preachers of all time, of one of the greatest black politicians of all time, of one of the greatest black orators of all time, of one of the greatest revolutionary Pan-African nationalists of all time. He is here with his mother-in-law. Rest in peace to the Queen Mother. He is here with his wife. Rest in peace to the wife. He is here with children and grandchildren. Rest in peace to the family of the Honorable AME Bishop Henry McNeil Turner. This is the man they call
Bishop Turner, AME Church, African Methodist Episcopal. I've highly, you know, I've told you guys several times that Umar Johnson preaches or has preached at a Baltimore AME church. We have that live stream on the channel. It's called When Pan-Africanism Meets Christianity, where you can see Umar Johnson preaching in church. And so just further advancing the whole theory of Umar Johnson and the whole church theory.
Marcus Garvey before Marcus Garvey. This is the man they called Marcus Garvey before Marcus Garvey. This is the man who died 1 year before the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey landed in America. It was Bishop Turner who was the immediate Pan-African predecessor to the honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. It was he and Booker T who laid the groundwork, rolled out the red carpet upon which the honorable Marcus Garvey would walk, brothers and sisters. This is the first black man to say God was black. This is one of the first black men elected to public office during Reconstruction. This is one of the first black men to take Africans back to Africa. This is one of the first black leaders who had to walk around with full security because he was so unapologetically African. He was unapologetically African before Dr. Umar invented the concept, unapologetically African. This man was the first black chaplain in the U.S. Army. He served during the Civil War, brothers and sisters. Bishop Henry McNeil Turner. Bishop Turner, we come here to salute you. We come to thank you for the groundwork you laid down for black leadership. We come to thank you for the pioneering efforts that you dedicated to Pan-Africanism and what you did as one of the first Black elected officials during Reconstruction, fighting for the equality of Black people. Your speeches are some of the most unapologetically African sermons ever delivered out of the mouth of a man. Bishop Turner, we thank you. We ask you to rise with us, to fight with us, to stand with us, to come back with that Pan-African army, that Pan-African energy. Bring Kwame Nkrumah with you. Bring Marcus Garvey with you. Bring Patrice Lumumba with you. Bring Julius Nyerere with you. Bring Sekou Touré with you. Bring Didi Kamathi with you. Bring Robert Sobukwe with you. Bring El Hajj Malik El Shabazz with you. Bring Alexander Crummell with you. Bring Henry Highland Garnett with you. Bring Edward Wilmot Blyman with you. Bring Amy Jakes Garvey with you. Bring all of them. Henry Africanus.
Bring all of them.
Bring all the Pan-Africanists. Oh, yes, Bishop Turner.
Is that a legion? Would that be a legion?
We shall never forget our great ones. This Black man right here was a Renaissance man before Paul Robeson. I said this Black man right here was a Renaissance man before Paul Robeson. Went to Africa and helped build that relationship. He took the AME Church to Africa. Bishop Turner is responsible for the expansion of the African Methodist Episcopal Church of Richard Island into the mother continent. He's responsible for the gospel of Pan-Africanism going into the mother continent. He is the link between the grandfathers of Pan-Africanism and Marcus Garvey. This man right here who recruited Blacks to fight for their freedom in the Civil War. This man right here who was the first Black chaplain ever. First Black chaplain ever in the U.S. Army serving during the Civil War. This Black man who called the red, white, and blue flag a stinking dirty rag. He called the red, white, and blue flag a stinking dirty rag. He called the red, white, and blue flag a stinking dirty rag. And here you go with the Civil War.
If that's so, why would they put American flag right there on his grave? Is that disrespect?
That's the Civil War symbol of Bishop Turner because he served in the Civil War.
Okay, so he served and he flagged.
He fought for the freedom of African people, brothers and sisters.
So
Bishop Turner did that.
Then why did I just see a water bottle?
Bishop Turner did that. He fought.
How you just gonna let the water bottle be on his grave? See, it's just like the Skittle bag. These people are disrespectful.
For the freedom of African people, brothers and sisters. Bishop Turner did that. Great African
got
Bishop
lighters
Turner.
on the grave and stuff. What are you doing, man?
Pan-Africanism is the only solution. No other ideology has the accomplishments of us. No other ideology has the great Pan-African lineage. I'll put us against any of these philosophies.
Necrophilia is real.
Put us up against any of these religious groups out here. Nobody can claim what we can claim. We got over 50 names we can run off, and they just not great Pan-Africanists. Every name I give you is responsible for playing a significant role in the liberation of African people, aside from their Pan-African work, brothers and sisters. Pan-Africanism. I am because we are. Pan-Africanism. As Africa goes, so goes all African people. Pan-Africanism. Freedom of religion, but unity of race. Pan-Africanism. We believe in ownership of everything that is ours. Pan-Africanism. We believe in independent community. Pan-Africanism. Your religion is not more important than your race. Pan-Africanism. Your Masonic lodge is not more important than your race. Pan-Africanism.
What are you talking about?
Your Greek fraternity and Greek sorority is not more important than your Pan-Africanism. When we talk Pan-Africanism, we talking race first. We talking African liberation. We're talking about the global African family, brothers and sisters. That's what we talk about when we talk about Pan-Africanism. I don't know no borders where Black people are concerned. We are one race, and we will rise together or we will die together. I said we will rise together or we will die together. We got so much tribalism going on that most of our people can't even begin to fathom the revolutionary mindset of a Pan-Africanist. I said we got so much inner fighting going on that our people can't even fathom the greatness of Pan-Africanism. Bishop Turner, we got Negroes saying they not from Africa. It'll make you, I know it'll make you sick in your stomach. I'm glad you ain't here to witness what I see now. You got all kind of Africans look like they straight from Zulu land, look like they straight from Ghana, look like they straight from the great Yoruba and Igbo kingdoms of Nigeria. Sit on YouTube making videos and they think making videos is revolutionary work. They addicted to YouTube dollars and YouTube attention. They addicted to YouTube dollars, trying to save those who don't want to be saved.
We're not trying to save those who don't want to be saved, but we trying to save the ones who want to be saved. We just wanted to come, Bishop Turner, to say for your time I'll be doing it. Self-hate is at an in the family, they act like they hit the lottery. Self-hate is at an all-time high, Bishop Turner, and I know you worked against this. But self-hate is at an all-time high, but we're doing what we can to save those who want to be saved. We're not trying to save those who don't want to be saved. We're not trying to save those who don't want to be saved, but we're trying to save the ones who want to be saved. We just wanted to come, Bishop Turner, to say thank you for your works. We ask that you help us with the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. We ask that you help us with the great work of African liberation. We ask that you help us in the freedom, redemption, and international salvation of African people here, there, and everywhere. One race, one God, one destiny, one people, one nation. Bishop Turner, we still fighting the good fight that you fought. We'll be celebrating your, 187th birthday on May the 9th of 2015. We'll be celebrating your 187th, I believe. Your 187th birthday on May the 9th, 1915. I see you was born on February the 1st, 1834. So you were born almost 3 years after the Nat Turner War. Born almost 3 years after the Nat Turner War. I'm wondering if you might even be related to the great prophet Nat Turner. I'm wondering if you might even be related to the great prophet Nat Turner. Y'all share the same last name, but Bishop Turner, I just wanted to come and give my respects to you, your family, for what you've done, because I know I stand on your shoulders. The work that I'm doing, you did it before me. The work that I'm doing, you did it before me, Bishop Turner. You was even an educator. If memory serves me correctly, you even had your own school educating African children. So I'm trying to get my own school. Bishop Turner, come help us out. Come to Delaware. Help our people raise the money to get the taxes paid off and the renovations done, or put it on the heart of some great African out there to come and just do the work for free, but we will pay for the materials. Whatever happened to chivalry in the Black community, whatever happened to charity, whatever happened to that, that volunteer spirit. We need some volunteers to help push us over the top.
It's a lot.
But we just here to say thank you, Baba. Thank you for
Shout
what you did.
out to Big Sis.
Bishop Turner said, there is no God that runs this universe,
187.
and nations and people are no exception true. An infinite number of laws may harness up the mighty machinery and serve as so many potencies in its mysterious and marvelous revolutions. But there is a God in the background, nevertheless, and he rules in the armies of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth. Bishop Henry McDale Turner. Ashe. Ashe.
Well, we learned that after visiting all of these cemeteries and yelling at the ancestors and pouring libations, after
Great
all
news
those
about
years,
FDMG Academy.
Y'all do know
here you go.
that I will be the history teacher. Y'all do know that the Prince of Pan-Africanism will be the history teacher. So when your son comes into my history and political science class, you better let him know we don't do pretendianism in here. We are Africans. And if you don't want your son to be taught to be an African, he does not need to be a member of the FDMG Black Star Line. I'm going to say it again. If you are not African, if you don't want your son to be taught how
There
to
it
be
is,
African,
family.
don't send him to the FDMG Academy. It's just that simple.
It's just that simple. Spending all of this time yelling and screaming in cemeteries resulted in putting the same discs that has been inside of these buildings back inside of these buildings to continue the illusion of progress, in which setting up for the day that they apply for a certificate of occupancy to open their church.
It's just that simple.
It's just
this
that
is
simple.
a Pan-Africanist institution. When he sits in one of these desks, when he sits before Professor Ifatunde, when he sits before Professor Ifatunde, it's only red, black, and green, brothers and sisters. Who ready for the FDMG revolution? Who ready for the FDMG
Mr.
revolution?
Independent, don't
Wait
you got
until
one
you
of them
see the
pillows? So
uniforms.
you want to
Wait until you see the uniforms, brothers and sisters. We taking over education. This ain't no charter school. This ain't no public school. This ain't no Catholic school. This ain't no home school. This is Garvey Douglas Garvey School. This is King Kong.
This is King Kong.
Oh, yes. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. The revolution is coming. The revolution is coming, brothers and sisters. Look at that floor shining. Y'all see that floor shining? Y'all see that floor shining? Look at the glass. Look at the glass, brothers and sisters. Y'all see that floor shining? Y'all see them desks shining? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The time has come, brothers and sisters. The time has come, brothers and sisters. We not playing with y'all.
So I guess
we not
to clean the desk.
The hardest working man in black consciousness. Ladies, can I have home cooked food? I need a home cooked meal. Where my queens at? Where my?
There you go. Craziness.
Butter almond queens at? Where my mixed race vanilla chocolate queens? Where my cinnamon queens and my fudge queens and my
be referenced as such? I think that's a good question to ask when or if they open the girls' school. Will the girls be labeled as flavors?
Maple syrup queens and my cocoa butter complected queens with the all natural.
Or maybe they're just hungry
from head to toe, brothers and sisters. Where they at?
Where they at?
Where the queens at? We not playing with y'all. This is not a game, brothers and sisters. Where them cocoa butter brown queens at? Where them hot peanut butter queens? Where them butterscotch, buttercream, lemonade queens? Where them chocolate fudge queens? Deep caramel queens? Where them mixed race pina colada, white chocolate queens? Look at that floor, y'all. Y'all see that floor? Look at the floor.
Now, are these?
Look at that. Look at that glass. Look at that glass. Oh, yes.
I guess the question becomes, because we have the pictures, we have the photos of the classroom. So is he showing, the classrooms? We already see the uniforms. We know what those look like, but we want to know about these classrooms. See, and then you got these uniforms right here, the black and the red. So it's going to be different uniforms. We see these. I guess they may be wearing Adidas. There's a lot of Adidas, so maybe all the boys wear shell-toed Adidas. But let's see. Okay, so here's one classroom. Is this one of the classrooms that he's fixed? I think this is a fixed classroom. This may be one of the classrooms. Yeah, I think this has got the double boards. I think this is the classroom that has the desks. I think that is the classroom that has the desks. We need to see what's going on with this classroom. Does he show this classroom? Like, does he show in here? These people, these are photos, and they're photos that really matter. Because again, folks do wonder, like, okay, is there a team, or is Umar doing anything at the location or at the school, or, We don't get to see every single thing. That's what I'm gunning at. He didn't go live about this. He went live about Mother's Day paint day. And he showed the lady that's sitting in this chair in the red shirt. She's an older lady, and he showed somebody else. They were painting, a married couple that was painting. And of course, I showed you some of those photos. But that's all he did. He didn't show all of this right here. You know, he didn't talk. He showed them, you know, sitting down and discussing things. And the reason why that's important is because these photos are from 2024, I believe. And so we can do like a time lapse if you guys want to. And we can just show like the progress that has been done over the years. And I told you it was people involved, but we never get to see like the folks that's hands-on, or the cult, if you will. They show themselves every now and then those that wind up going rogue from the cult and want to come into this space and tell lies and deceit from what they learned from being in the cult. It's just wild that it is taking a long time and they've gotten to this point, but this level of illusion of progress is like, is again, I keep circling back around. It's deeper than just, I'm trying to open a school for black boys. No, you really trying to gather a location so you and your people can have a place to gather and do whatever y'all gonna do. Because again, if you take a look at Nature Boy, they were trying to find some place so they can have their sexcapades. That was what was going on. They was in the middle of the jungle doing it, and then they wind up going into Atlanta and being in Atlanta, renting a house, and they was all in there having an orgy. Now, am I saying that that's what's going to be going on in FDMG? I don't know, but there's a parent center and you could be paddled if you ain't careful. So, I mean, there's some heavy flirtation going on already. And then we got throat goats running around, right? Everyone's favorite movie producer is trying to bash the man's sexuality. So you guys tell me. I think today's live stream really said a lot. I think it's a lot. Shout out to everyone coming in. It's a lot. You know, we pretty much showed the progress from Tiffany going into a graveyard and what you're supposed to do and not disrespect the place. And then Umar Johnson going into the graveyard. And then how he asked the ancestors at the graveyard to help him with FDMG. And from those requests, you get chairs that have been inside of these vacant buildings being polished and positioned as if the place is going to open up. And then when you take a look at what is really trying to open up, it's not the school that you guys or what we were taught or thought it was going to be. Is more of a religious space or a place of gathering. And then we listen to Umar talk about this is the parent center and this is the principal's office and you will be paddled. And, you know, I pretty much told them that, you know,
when you think about Nature Boy, they needed a place so that they could have their sexcapades. They needed a place where they could do their sexual deviances activities. They were doing it in the jungle. Then they wind up coming back to America, and they was in Atlanta and got a house, and they were on Twitter, and they was doing their sexcapades on Twitter. Shout out to Carolina King, Kid. Shout out to everybody coming in. So I equate that, okay, so let's compare that, not equate. Let's compare that to FDMG. We hear Umar Johnson talk about all type of sexual stuff, heavy flirtation. We know there's a throat goat running around this place. And everybody's favorite film producer being upset because of how he did certain women according to her, and just it's all, it has a sexual undertone already. We have school doors that don't have a glass door. It has a peephole at the front door to see who you are. What school at the front door has a peephole? Not a little glass window where you can look in. No, you can't see nothing that's going on. Nothing. It's all blacked out at the entry level. So this is going to be, in my humble opinion, a freaky deaky academy where in the daytime the boys may be educated, and they may learn about the slave trade and what happened over in Africa. They may learn all about that. But I also, believe that it's going to be about something else. The sexual undertones matter. Make sure you hit that like button, family, on the way out the door. This is the Receipt Show with your boy KKC. Witchcraft or Tradition, Tiffany Griffin and Umar's Graveyard Visit.
Welcome to the principal's office.
Well,
welcome to the principal's office.
It materialized into the principal's
welcome
office.
To the principal's office.
Where the practice
Ladies,
is the same
you
or
must
different.
behave in this school, or you will be called to the principal's office, and you will be paddled with the RBG paddle.
The sexual undertones.
Welcome to the principal's conference room.
Hype up the video.
Welcome to the principal's conference room.
Subscribe to the channel.
Welcome to the principal's conference room. This is where we have our strategy sessions.
Turn on the notification
to
bell.
reconstruct the psyche of African children, brothers and sisters.
Thank you so much for the Cash Apps, family.
We not playing.
And send your show ideas and receipts to
no more games.
DKKC TV.
No more games. It's time to educate the babies.
At gmail.com.
No more games. Hit your PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal.
Hit your PayPal, family.
Welcome to the Parent Center.
The Parent Center.
If you are the parent of an FDMG Pan-Africanist, if you are the parent of an FDMG Pan-Africanist,
this is crazy.
If you don't feel like going home to be bothered with your nagging husband or nagging wife, you can come hang out in the Parent Center. There's going to be a television, there's going to be books, there's going to be a couch, a refrigerator, there's going to be snacks, and all of our parents can come and hang out. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Where the school at? Where the school at? We're gonna show you where the school at.
We're going to show you where we like to hang out and kick it and play capture the flag in the dark and name the Orishas and the divinations and the touchy-feelies. Oh, we getting ready for it, ladies and gentlemen. FDMG is coming, and we gonna paddle you in the principal's office after educating your boys in the daytime because they was acting a fool. You know, they was acting a complete fool, and we know that they get it from you. So we gonna take care of you. And don't worry, we're gonna let you lay down on the couch and you can get you something to eat in the refrigerator and you can watch TV after it's all said and done. Oh man, it's gonna be a great time, family. I don't know about you, but if it's daytime where you are, make sure you have a great rest of the day on purpose. But if it's nighttime, stay cool like the other side of the pillow. This was the Receipt Show, and I'm your boy KKC, and yes, the Witchcraft or the Umar Johnson's graveyard visits are indefinitely they the same. They both crazy. Don't forget they want your kids. The freaky deaky FDMG saga continues. I'll catch y'all next time. I'm out of here. Peace.
The Receipt Show returns.
You must enter with intention, with respect for what lies here.
The ancestors for the path forward. Not everything in the graveyard means the same thing. It's about what you bring.
You must approach with respect. Announce yourself. The veil is thin here, but it listens. The veil, the offerings, the silencings by Happy Beverage.
Perfect. I am a descendant of Frederick Douglass. They thought it was buried, but the truth don't stay in the grave. I got the receipts. Night. We digging everything up.